Hi, my name is Adam Garcia. I am the editor of the Diabetic Cookbook Blog. The title of this post is Diabetes and Depression. I wanted to talk to you about diabetes and depression from a certain viewpoint. Now, I have a little more in-depth knowledge than most people do. The reason why I say this is because I am a diabetic, type 2 to be specific, but I am also bipolar. And for those of you who don't know, bipolar is a mental disability that causes people to have hallucinations, both visual and auditory, to have paranoia, to have other things, and this includes depression. For me, it was twice as hard because at one point I wasn't on medication, both for my diabetes and for bipolar. So I got to the point that I even made suicide attempts, which is a symptom of depression. Now, before I move on dlife.com you can find, and I have the link below, you can find the symptoms of depression, also a little bit of talk of diabetes and depression. And so, depression, it really can strike anybody, male, female, children even. I know children as young as 2, 3 years old who actually have depression, and a lot of people say, oh, well, how can they have depression? Believe me, they can. The symptoms of depression, according to dlife.com, these are the symptoms that they know about. Now, there are other symptoms, but these are the most common symptoms. Persistent sad, anxious, or empty mood. Feelings of hopelessness and pessimism. Feelings of guilt, worthlessness, helplessness. Loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies and activities that were once enjoyed, including sex. Decreased energy, fatigue, being slowed down. Difficulty concentrating, remembering, making decisions. Insomnia, early morning awakening or oversleeping. Appetite and or weight changes. Thoughts of death or suicide attempts. Also restlessness and irritability. Now they say if 5 or more of these symptoms are present every day for at least 2 weeks and interfere with routine daily activities such as work, self-care, and child care or social life, seek an evaluation for depression. I cannot implore you enough that if you experience any of these symptoms for a long period of time, I cannot implore you enough to go seek help. Okay? The reason why I say that is because, as I said, I am diabetic and I am bipolar. So I experienced worse problems. It is common for people who have diabetes to fall into depression. It's easy for people to say, well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not that easy. It's not a mental attitude. It's not an attitude that you have. Having depression is a problem. It is a mental problem. It can be caused by physical things or chemical changes in the brain. And if you have depression, you can experience physical effects such as pain in any part of the body, and it's a constant pain, yet there's nothing wrong with you. Some people have anxiety along with it. If you're diabetic and you have these symptoms, better yet, let me rephrase that. If you have these symptoms, period, go seek help. I implore you to seek help. It's important that you know that there is help out there for you. I don't want you to think that I'm pressing the issue, but because I have depression and because I am diabetic, believe me, it's twice as hard. And if if you see somebody with these symptoms, if you're a family or if you're family or friends of a diabetic and you see these symptoms in anybody, whether they're diabetic or not, go get them help. Tell them what you see. Okay? Help them, because it's a terrible feeling, especially when it gets to the point that you feel like killing yourself. And believe me, I've been at that point. It is very hard not to stop yourself. You don't think rationally. It's almost impossible to think rationally. The only thing you're thinking of is how bad it makes you feel. How bad the feeling is inside, and it makes you want to end everything sometimes. Believe me, it's a terrible feeling, and I don't want anybody else to go through it. That's why I'm talking to you about this today. If you see these signs in people, or if you feel any of these things, go seek help. You're not stupid. You're not incapable of doing anything. You're not doing anything but hurting yourself, and you're hurting others, believe it or not. Some people think, well, if you commit suicide, if you were depressed and you commit suicide, then that's how you hurt people. No, believe me, it affects your children. Because you're depressed, it affects your children, and it affects your spouse, your husband or your wife. Please, I implore you, if you have these symptoms, go get help. If you can't find help, I want you to email me. Email me at argarcia1@diabeticcookbookblog.com. I will figure out a way to find you help. I am here to help you. I'm here for you to yell at, and I'm here for you to have a shoulder to cry on. If you need anything, please email me, especially about this situation. Again, my name is Adam Garcia for the Diabetic Cookbook Blog. You guys have a good day.